Welcome to No Dubs. We're here for some NBA offseason fun. We have some basketball to talk about. So rare, so rare. I'm Tas Mellis, but today I'm Tasos Melas because we're going to talk about the EuroBasket. With me, it's the man in the middle, Trey Kirby.
Heyo!
Ayo! Just a solo AO back. Just me and Trey right now. As we get into some EuroBasket fun, Skeets will join us at a later show, maybe for some other EuroBasket fun, because we'll be back after the round robin is done next Thursday. That's the plan.
That's quick, man. They get through this early part of the tournament pretty fast, I suppose. Playing all the round robin games over the course of a week. Good stuff.
5 games, 7 days about. Every team has played one game so far. 12 games. We'll get into what you've seen, Trey, like impressive teams, players, questions, any random notes. We'll get to those a little bit later. The games haven't been ridiculously great to start, but we've seen so many of the stars already, so that's been fun.
Exactly right. We got some MVPs playing. We had Luka and Giannis both finished their games to differing results. We've seen Nikola Jokic play, but you're right. The group stage of the tournament, still a big spread in talent from a lot of these teams. So we've seen quite a few blowouts, but a lot of NBA talent and a few bangers for games.
Yeah, I apologize. I mean, I'm starting it with a bit of a Debbie Downer kind of tone, but
hey man, this was better basketball today and yesterday than any of the other basketball we've seen from NBA players this summer.
Yeah, that's true. And we did get some upsets. So let's start from the team side of things before we get to the individual stars. What's been the most impressive team you've seen so far?
Okay, I don't know if this is the most impressive team as in they're going to win the EuroBasket tournament, but the most impressed I've been by a team is Georgia today, pulling the upset against España. Mamu Kalashvili and Goga Batadze taking over. These guys were awesome, Tass. I didn't realize that Sandro Mamu Kalashvili was basically the Luka Doncic of Georgia. This guy breaking down people off the dribble, finding them with passes. I didn't know he had the passing in his bag. He had a massive right-handed layup late in this game to put things away. And then Goga was hilarious, making a corner three-pointer from the right-hand side of the court. A couple of plays later, they find him in the left-hand corner. He knocks down another three and then hits the straight-up big ball dance in EuroBasket. And here's the great thing about EuroBasket.
Oh, yeah, we're giving you the big balls right here on YouTube if you're watching with us right now. He pulled it out.
That's right. We're going to show you the big balls here. There's no ban on big balls on No Dunks, and there's no ban on big balls on the FIBA broadcast because they ran it back, and you could hear the announcer say, you can describe that one at home. But then at home, their Twitter account, which is awesome, posts it celebrating the big balls dance from Goga there. Much different response than you get from the NBA. So I love to see the personality. This was such a good game too. And look, I don't really understand the ins and outs of the FIBA rankings, but I think it was an upset and it was really fun to watch. And honestly, Goga and Mamu going back and forth together was unbelievable to see these guys be elevated from a FIBA perspective. I'm ready to put them up there with Dennis Schroeder, with Evan Fournier, with Bojan and Bogdan Bogdanovic, guys who just go to another level on their national teams. These guys look like Pippen and, I don't know, Jokic out there for the teams. Awesome stuff from Goga and Mamu.
No doubt this was an upset. Spain is the reigning EuroBasket champion from 2022. They are not one of the favorites in this tournament, but to see Sandro Mamukelashvili do what he did in those final minutes. The great thing about EuroBasket is you get the audio going for these coaches, and the Georgian coach is pretty simple, dude. He's a man of few words. A few of them are pass to Mamu. Simple as that, man. Because literally Mamu taking dribble handoffs from the top, and he's just playing smart. Now he's more of a beeline, straight line type of driver. There's no doubt about that. He did his thing with the Spurs last year. Flava Flav was there for his monstrous game that he had with the Spurs, and he'll be with the Raptors as a backup center this year. And you can see why he makes sense. When those guys make the extra passes, whether it's Brandon Ingram or Scotty Barnes or whoever, he's there to bang home threes. He can do that, and he's decent with the dribble handoffs. You mentioned the drives he had in key moments. So yeah, they're overperforming here, and they did it against Spain. So it's a really fun start for this Georgian team. Absolutely a delight. It was a little disappointing on the other side not to see Aldama ball. I mean, he came out and performed at sometimes, but yeah, I wanted to see a little bit more aggressiveness, Aldama, because he is their number one scorer now, and that's why this team isn't likely to medal, but they still have talent, and it was just a little disappointing not to see him ball out.
Yeah, Aldama didn't do much. I actually thought that Spain was playing their best early in the fourth quarter. They went on a little bit of a run with Juancho, hair flying out like a lion's mane. Apparently, this guy has highlights now all over the place, making plays. They pulled him out, and that's instantly when Georgia went on their run. Willie Hernan Gomez, I looked it up. Dude was first team all rookie in the NBA in 2017. Less than 10 years ago. And now he's out of the league. And watching the way some of these rebounds were going to Goga, the wide open shots he was getting, I was like, oh, I get it now. He just moves a lot slower. This Spain team ain't the old Spain team. They don't have the perimeter talent, and their set of brothers, the Hernan Gomez's, they're not the Gasols.
No doubt about that. I'll move on to another team, which was impressive in very much the definition of what a team is. The Greeks. Obviously, it's Giannis, and that's definitely the most important thing. But they got performances from so many guys. We watched this team in the Olympics last year, and they were so desperate for a secondary player just to do anything out there. And this time, it was way different. Now they're starting a different backcourt. I think that really helps. Instead of Nick Kalathis and Thomas Walkup, they're playing Tyler Dorsey and Kostas Sloukas, an old 35-year-old. And those guys were just efficient at hitting shots. They had so many helpers, and it wasn't like Dorsey or Sloukas even hit double digits. They had nobody hit double digits beside Giannis, but there was just so many guys. Papanikolaou, Sloukas, Toliopoulos. We had a Thanasis Antetokounmpo dribble three-pointer with a few minutes left. There's so many guys to work around Giannis, who was an absolute machine. Last year, when they were in the Olympics, he was a monster. Unfortunately, they went 1-2. In this one, you can see that they could be better. Giannis was himself. I mean, his first basket within the first 2 minutes was there's two guys around him, and he could have passed to somebody. He said, "Now I'll just use my legs to be able to pounce around these guys and dunk it." Got on the break. Gallinari was guarding him at some point. Danilo Gallinari, he might be the Puerto Rican MVP, because he won the MVP in the Puerto Rican League this summer, but he's too old to guard Giannis, and I think the Italians were a little too old in general. Other than who's the young guy that they had, the Senegali slash Italian player? He was awesome, but they're a little too old. Even though Nico Melli was balling again, they just needed some guys. They had 7 threes overall. It wasn't like they were taking a ton of threes, but Giannis was efficient himself, didn't shoot a three, 31 points for him, 14 of 20 for him. So it was nice to see them play the way they should play. They were giving Giannis space within the arc because they were threatening from three-point land, unlike what they had last year.
I was mostly watching Luka versus Poland during this one. Unfortunately, they were going head-to-head, but every time I tuned over to the Greece game, Giannis was getting a dunk, and then I heard the broadcaster say, "Oh, play into his strengths today." And that certainly seemed like what was going down. Not a lot of beef on the inside for the Italians, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, they were lacking. He could do it against whoever he wants. Salu Niang is the guy I was thinking of from Italy, but otherwise, yeah, they're literally too small. Melli was actually balling for that team, but they They don't have size. That is totally true. They tried to front him at times. That didn't work. I like the Greeks changing to Kostas Antetokounmpo. There's 3 Antetokounmpos on this team that were playing. They switched to Kostas starting in the second half to get some more athleticism around Giannis, but that team just reacted well. Dorsey went from starter to bench to playing really well, coming off the bench in that second half. So they really, really played well. Any other teams you want to mention before we get to more players? I mean, do you want to talk about Luka and the loss here?
We'll get to Luka because he was definitely impressive, but we're talking teams. I thought Turkey looked awesome in their win over Latvia. I was maybe expecting a little bit more from the Latvians. The crowd was certainly hyped, but Turkey, if we're talking about teams that look small, it ain't Turkey. They look like the biggest team out there, maybe alongside Serbia, but Şengün was incredible. Cedi Osman was giving me sort of like Gershon Yabusele vibes, a guy who was in the NBA. He has to go away for a while, but then you see him in an international competition. You're like, wait a second here. Cedi Osman's hooping? Can he come back? He shot 39% from 3 in 2024. If he's a shooter and still a decent slasher, maybe he can play. I know they're kind of like in the mix for the EuroBasket championship, but an outside shot. But I was certainly impressed by the way they played because they destroyed Latvia. And I thought that these were 2 teams that were kind of near each other talent-wise. But Şengün definitely looked like the all-star out there rather than Porzingis.
Yeah, you're totally right. These are 2 teams that could medal. They're not the favorites. That belongs to Germany, of course, along with Serbia, of course. But these 2 could be the bronze medalists. And I think we'll make some. I feel like the Turkey stole that right to be the bronze medalist from Latvia. We'll get to that a little bit later. Just random things that we have decided have changed. I think that Turkey went and stole it from Latvia because I was looking forward to Kristaps Porzingis, seeing what he looked like. He's been talking about how fresh he feels, and he did, some things out there. The deflection on D came in and used a thunderous bang in the post to get some space, but he
got dunked on.
He got dunked on. That was mean. Seamus Hazer, what a freaking dunk.
And he has air for sure.
Yeah, has air. And Porzingis literally was holding his wrist after I mentioned how he feels fresh, but he was checking his wrist because Hazard gave it to him, stared him down after. So not a great start. But yeah, from Turkey, now maybe they just got super duper hot. They shot 60% from 3, 15 of 25, a ridiculous percentage from 3. You mentioned Cedi Osman, Kenan Sapahi, and then the Turkish Shane Larkin, who used to be in the NBA. I mean, he was going to that crossover and raising into that 3-point shot. He got past Porzingis and shot over him. So this may have been a perfect night, and I may be wrong that this team's going to win the bronze medal. But yeah, they looked ridiculously great in Latvia, where they're playing. Latvia having this home opener for them as that group plays their games in Latvia. Yeah, that was a stolen game by Turkey. So let's move on.
Definitely a fun game. Also love the Şengün dish. Had one behind his head going down the lane. I forget who he drops it off to, but yeah. Looked beautiful, and I do got to give a big shout out to my guy Zagars from Latvia. Nice moment. He scored like 11 straight there in the second half. I like to see that guy cooking, wearing 55 like white chocolate himself.
Yeah, that guy can shoot the 3, no doubt. All right, so let's get to the individual players who really impressed you after one game so far for every team in EuroBasket.
Shout out Lauri Markkanen. Awesome game from him. 28 points against Sweden. It feels like he's getting most of these on dunks, and every time he catches the ball, he has a head of steam. I know that's something Will Hardy ripped off for the Jazz, but it happens even more playing for the Finnish team. That being said, the guy that I love on their team, Mika Murinen. They call him Slim Jesus. This guy is born in 2007. I mean, he looks like he was born in 2007. He's still in high school, bro. This guy's a 5-star recruit, but he's playing in the 4th quarter of EuroBasket. I think he only had 5 points, but they were 5 important points. He's got his hair flopping all crazy. The Finnish Matas Buzelis, if you're asking me. I don't know. I'm ready to buy into the hype in this guy when he finally comes to the NBA 2 years from now. I'll overhype him from now until then. Mika Murinen. Love this guy.
Yeah, he's my Jack Harlow. I feel like that hair is flowing, no doubt. Yeah, and yeah, Lowry was awesome. People were calling me out because put a little video together of the guys I'm looking forward to in EuroBasket. And I didn't talk about Lowry. Listen, he's coming off a bad season in the NBA. Is he going to be himself again? Well, yeah, he looks like it. Coming into this tournament, he looked like it. Those curls that he runs, not on his hair, but that he runs the curl cuts like you mentioned, that he does with Will Hardy in Utah. He's running them, whether it's from the corner into the lane or getting dribble handoffs up top, and that huge jam that he had coming down. He looks awesome. He had a steal too. So yes, let's see what they can do. Obviously, they're playing at home in this game against Sweden, which was fun. All those games going to be in Finland. So yeah, great start. Well, let's get to another guy. Do you want to talk Luca here? Because he was good, but they didn't get the job done.
He's got to carry that team pretty hard. It looks like
Yeah.
34 points. Luca ended up with, I think he had 17 in the first quarter. And he's the rare guy that actually gets an NBA whistle in FIBA games. I think he took 7 free throws in the first quarter, maybe ended up with like 15 or 16 by the end of the game. Unreal to see that in a FIBA game. But they're all over him defensively. Poland, they were completely locked in. They say, we take away Luca, we're going to win this game. They didn't even really take him away, but they held him under 40. And you heard on the broadcast throughout the game, Luca's got to score 40 or more for this team to win. They gave up close to 100 points in the loss. So it just looks like Slovenia.
Gave up 105 in the end.
There we go. 105. Not great, but not surprising considering Slovenia does look like a Miami Dolphins team. The white and the turquoise, an unusual look for some pretty sedate uniforms, usually I would say at EuroBasket. But Luca, I thought, looked good. He was playing defense. He was hitting his step back threes, but just not enough with some of the NBA talent around him missing for the Slovenian team.
Yeah, he's asked to do a lot. There's no doubt. They were doubling him hard. In Poland, again, a home game for them. They were ready to play. They were ready to pounce defensively, while Slovenia just sort of wasn't. And the Polish team, it literally has 0 NBA talent. They literally.
How dare you say that when Toronto Raptors NBA champion Jordan Lloyd is carrying this team? He was on fire.
He was ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Jordan Lloyd playing his first game ever for Poland. He's never played in Poland. He's never played for a Polish team. He's played abroad for several years, but in February, he got a Polish passport and he just got naturalized as a Polish citizen just now in August. And he's playing his first game, and he comes out and he's rocking the show in front of the home crowd. He got scorching hot. 19 points in the first half for that guy, talking trash to anybody that would listen. And then he had 13 in the second half, 32 points overall. This was just a special night shooting the ball for the entire Polish team. It felt like Ponitka, he was splashing threes. He hit a few threes. Pluta splashing threes. I mean, they had 14 threes. To have 100 points, 105 overall in a 40-minute game, it doesn't happen a lot. We've now watched 12 games. Only 2 teams have reached 100 points, Poland and Germany. A lot of it was just them being super duper hot. There's no doubt about that. They're playing in front of a home crowd. They were scorching hot. But to see Jordan Lloyd do that, yeah, he's a Toronto legend. His only time in the NBA was literally that little run. He got into the playoffs where he was that random guy in a suit beside Kawhi Leonard after the bounce shot. And then he pretended to be Steph Curry in all the practices in the NBA Finals. That's what he did. And now he's gone abroad. He's a local Georgia boy. We got to get him on the show at some point when he comes back. But this is cool for them. Yeah, we're happy. We're getting him on. It was just an odd situation because you got Luka on one team. Yep. You don't have an NBA player on the other side. Jeremy Sohan hurt his, I don't know, it was a calf, I think, recently, so he's not even playing there. So Luka was good, But he wasn't excellent. He shot a ton of free throws, as you said. They were doubling him, getting the ball out of his hands. He shot 18 free throws. He also banked home a three. I'm not sure if he did it on purpose. I still can't decide. I mean, it was a classic European look after he hit the three. Like, I don't know what it means. It was uh, yeah, maybe I hit that on purpose, or maybe I didn't, or maybe that's my new shot, or maybe I'll never shoot it again. I still don't know if he banked that thing home or not. But yeah, he did not get enough help. There's no doubt about that. There's just a lot of clanking going on besides him. It was a 105-95 game, so it went down to the wire. But he needed more help, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, fun to watch. A few more guys to sprinkle some love to. Dennis Schroeder, of course, was awesome because this was a FIBA tournament. He had 21 points as Germany beat Montenegro. Andreas Obst, I hate this guy. He never misses a shot. He killed the U.S. once upon a time, and it just feels like he's going to catch fire at any time. I think he had 4 threes in the third quarter of their win, which is really when they started blowing it out. Even though Vooch played a pretty decent game, they turned Vooch mode off. And the other guy, Nemish Keita, if you're a Celtics fan, you got to be thrilled. 23 points, 18 boards, 4 blocks. That's your starting center, Celtics fans. But look, he's dominating out there. I don't think Portugal was probably picked to win their first game. That was a minor upset over Czechia, I believe. But he looked awesome. He looked like the best athlete in the front court out there.
Yeah, respect for the pronunciations of Czechia, and respect to Nemish Keita, no doubt. 23 points, 18 boards, 4 blocks, 2 steals. He was affecting a lot of shots in that game. Even though they didn't go down as blocks, he was bringing it. Yeah, I threw it out there. Maybe Boston let Porzingis go, let Horford go, because they want this guy to play. I mean, he's pretty good.
It's Keita time.
It's Keita time. Yeah, Jaromir Jagr was there in Latvia supporting Czechia, but they couldn't get the W.
They were talking about Jaromir Jagr on that broadcast. They were talking back and forth, whoever the two guys were, and one of them was like, "What number did Jaromir Jagr wear?" 66. Nope, 68. No, that was Mario Lemieux. But then they just chatted about the Penguins for a little bit.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're tough, man.
Yeah, I will say Schroeder, as they pronounce it in these broadcasts, has got to have a floater next year that the Kings roll with a Schroeder floater. I mean, the Kings aren't making the playoffs. They need other things to cheer about. The Schroeder floater's got to be a thing. That's all I got to say.
I don't mind it, but I'll tell you what, I'm fighting for my life out there. Hearing these FIBA broadcasters, I feel like I've been saying every name wrong for the entirety of the show.
Yeah.
We got Alperen Sengun now. They're just calling him Sengun? Schroeder? I thought we were like doing our best looking at the NBA pronunciation guides and only to get to the international competition. They're wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong.
They're wrong on the world stage. Yeah, you're right. We're right.
It's a Schroeder. There's no doubt about it. I will give some love to Denny Avdia because he was really, really solid. That dude, I think he's underrated as far as being a defender goes because he played in freaking Washington for 4 years, and then he went to Portland where he was, kind of under the radar. That guy is great on the ball, off the ball. He's helping blocking. He's staying in front of guys on fast breaks and blocking shots. He does it all, and he can score and put it on the floor. And he set it up for a Sorkin alley-oop. That guy is just extremely, extremely talented. So I've got to mention him as well. Any other guys you want to mention, or should we get to our next?
Only because I just heard his name, but Sorkin had an amazing game. And it was weird to me because in the first half, he hit a baseline jumper from 15 feet, which is not a shot you say a big guy take very much anymore these days. He made it and celebrated like it was the first jump shot he's ever made in his career. Then in the second half, he made like 3 or 4 3-pointers like it was no problem. So was he just fooling on that baseline jumper? You think like, haha, look at that weird shot I took.
Yeah, the other team didn't scout for him. And then he's like, yeah, I can hit that shot, dude.
I got it tonight.
He fooled it. Yeah. And shout out to Franz Wagner as well. Germany, that other team, along with Serbia, that should be in the finals. Will definitely be around to talk about the quarterfinals and the semifinals later on. And whether it's Serbia and Germany or whoever, it feels like those two teams are destined for a medal. And Franz's footwork just looks spectacular out there. That guy is so solid when he puts the ball on the floor. So shout out to him. But that's all my individuals I want to mention. Do you want to get to the biggest question you got after one game, Trey? What do you got?
Yeah, you sort of touched on it, but is anybody going to be able to beat Serbia or Germany besides each other? They seem to have reached the Spain in 2008, Argentina 2004 sort of. We have the perfect amount of talent, plus our guys are in their prime, plus we've actually been playing together in some major tournaments for a while, so they've got the continuity as well. Both of these teams just completely destroyed their opponents. Now, part of that is because of the seeding of things. They're playing the worst opponent right away. But I thought Serbia was completely rolling. Like, Jokic was messing around out there. That pass he threw to the corner that everybody was sharing on the internet, where he spins twice and just throws a no-looker to the corner, kind of just for fun. It was like, we're going to win this game by 30 points, so let's get some highlights going, to the point where another Nikola Jovic had the best game for Serbia. They looked like a well-oiled machine, and then Germany always does, I think. They always show up for their games. We talked about Schroeder and Obst already. These two, I know, are the favorites, and they really looked like it in their first game.
Totally. And that leads to my question of who's going to win the bronze. It feels like those two teams should be in the finals. But I think there's a few teams joining the bronze medal crew. We talked about Turkey and them beating Latvia. I think Turkey definitely should be the favorite, I suppose, for the bronze medal. But France is right there as well. And I'm not sure they have the top end talent that they need without Wemby in this tournament, without Gobert in this tournament. But they have just so many guys that they throw out there. You mentioned Gershon Yabusele, who I think is going to play a ton next year for Mike Brown with the Knicks, just because he shows up and he plays hard. And he was doing that for France today. Bilal Koulibaly, I think he's growing. I mean, he literally could be physically growing, but he's also growing as a player. Like, he looks slender, but you could see the athleticism on so many things he does, because he plays properly in this French team, because there's so many guys, so many moving parts. And so when the ball gets swung to him, he's always moving. He's slashing, he drives, he hangs in the air. He's on a fast break, he takes bumps and can finish. He had 2 blocks in 1 possession. So that guy gets after it. And then Zachary Risache, another guy coming off the bench, just doing his part. There's just so many guys on this team that play their role. And whether it's France or Turkey, I don't know. But the French team is so good. They're so deep. They're like 10 deep. Zachary Risache, we mentioned the Turkish dunk. Risache's wasn't as huge, but it was a bit of a poster dunk on Kevin Toumba. Risache beat him like a Toumba drum. I mean, a baseline cut, bang! He's good. He's good on the baseline cuts. When he play, I'm already looking forward to the NBA season. I can't help it, but when he's playing with Trae Young and Jalen Johnson and even a Kristaps Porzingis, he's going to make those baseline cuts, and he's good at getting out to the 3-point shot. So he's running out there to the corner, throwing it up. It's quick release. He's got it, man. So I believe in the growth of Risache. And yeah, whether or not it's France or Turkey, it'll be fun as we get closer. But it is 24 teams we're talking here, Trey. There's too many.
A lot of teams. Yeah, there's a lot of teams still going on right now. But if we're talking about big questions, I'm with Roberto Aguilar, who says, "What is a Toumba drum?"
It's an African drum.
Okay, I was not aware of this drum. But yeah, I thought France looked super athletic compared to Belgium. The question to me is, are their guards going to be good enough? I think it's Francisco and Eli Akobo. Eli Akobo had a cup of coffee in the NBA, but Francisco, I don't think so. But they do have a lot of depth at the 3-4-5 position, to the point where Risache and Sarr are coming off the bench. They actually look to have a little bit of a connection together, which I thought was pretty cool. Risache, they said he grew, and he looks a little bit taller and a little bit broader to me. I mean, he's young enough that he still has some growth left in his body, but I thought they were impressive. I would like to see them play against a real team, because it looked like easy enough for the guard to beat whoever off the dribble from Belgium. Then they would pitch it out to Koulibaly, and they were just trying to catch up to Koulibaly. And guess what? He was already at the rim.
Yeah. Are you being sold by the off-season workouts of Zachary Rissache and close up of the bicep as he's curling? It looks good.
That bicep was looking nice, man. If we're going to give Luka Doncic credit for being on the cover of Men's Health magazine, we should give Zach Rissache some credit for flexing and oiling up his guns down at the Hawks training facility. I think he looked awesome. And if we're talking about another question, there was an incredible question asked by a broadcaster in this game who just asked the play-by-play announcer, do you ever wish you were 7 feet tall like Alexander Sarr or no?
Yeah, I heard that.
He was like, nah, no, I don't. I wish I was as tall as Francisco, who was the smallest guy on the court. So I don't know how little this play-by-play guy is, but that had me rolling there for a second.
Yeah, that was very, very funny. And shout out to this comment here from the No Dunks chat here. It's Anatumba, the Arnold Schwarzenegger quote. Because I bring that up because, not because I wanted to bring it up, but I was literally outside a restaurant called Altoona yesterday, and I made that Arnold Schwarzenegger joke. I said it's not Altoona. Anyway, cool story, bro. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the any other random notes and observations you got through.
Cool story, bro.
We got the cool story, bro.
I forgot we had drops loaded here in the yard. Welcome back to the drops. You never know what's going to happen during a EuroBasket show. Random notes.
Random notes. I know we've had a bunch of random notes already.
Oh, the boys have been noting with the boys. What do you think of the look? Ones. Just the general look of the EuroBasket tournament. I like the look of the floor. It's got a whole bunch of dots inside the 3-point line. I think the center court logo is pretty good. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel right. I feel great. The production's always so good as well. So I don't know. I think I lump it all together. I'm watching for all these slow-mos of fans' reactions. There was a great T-shirt from a fan. Literally, it was a Doncic versus Jordan Lloyd T-shirt.
No, that's gotta be Sohan.
Oh, it is Sohan.
Got to be Sohan in the picture.
You're right. You're so right.
No way. I mean, look, Breaking T gets our T-shirts out fast, but if you were going to get a Jordan Lloyd, Luka Doncic shirt printed during the game, that's amazing.
Well, I was sold on it because Jordan Lloyd they showed a package of Jordan Lloyd hitting a bunch of shots, and they showed a bunch of fans wearing T-shirts. I thought it was Luka Jordan Lloyd, so I'm buying one. I'm buying a Jordan Lloyd Luka shirt.
That's coming for game 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Where were you when they went head to head?
Do you like the look of everything? Yeah, it's all solid.
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't look like weird to me or boring in any way. It kind of looks fresh. I thought the look of the dots on the inside of the arc actually pretty cool. I don't mind it at all. As for the mascot, its name is Marky Mark because the slogan for the whole tournament is like "Make your mark." So the mascot, therefore, is Marky Mark. And I just got to know, Tass, are you picking up good vibrations? Can you feel it? Feel it?
What is that thing?
What is that thing? It's a bunny, I think. It's a Pokemon style bunny.
Nah.
I guess. I don't know. He's got a molten ball, but Marky Mark, what a name.
Yeah, I'm not sold. I did see the hashtag make your mark, and I'm wondering, are people using this hashtag, or are people just going with the hashtag EuroBasket? And I put it out. I checked. I think there's 2 people that have made their mark with the hashtag make your mark. That's about it.
That's it. Hasn't made this mark yet.
I don't know. Maybe they have to pay X to get their tweets boosted, but it ain't working so far.
I mean, a fair point by KC Supersonic here in the stream team. Is the name Marky Mark not copyrighted? Did Wahlberg drop the ball on this one? I know he wouldn't make the same mistake with Wahlburgers when it came around.
Well, you're the only one who said Marky Mark. I mean, it's called Make Your Mark.
No, but the name of the mascot is Marky Mark.
Oh, right.
It's
That's
really
true.
that's really the name. I didn't give it. It does sound like what I would call it, but it's really the name. FIBA chose it.
Cool, Marky Mark. Yeah, no, I don't think that one's sticking. Um, I do want to share because I'm sure there's some NBA fans that are following along. I do want to share every coach or executive that I've seen at any of these 12 games. Doc Rivers is there watching Giannis, and the broadcaster said that Darvin Ham, the Bucks assistant coach, is also there. Didn't see him on camera, but apparently they're there. Rob Pelinka, Jenny Buss, and Kurt Rambis are watching Luka Doncic. Chauncey Billups is in Poland watching Denny Avdia. They're all taking it in, and I mentioned Jaromir Jagr. He has nothing to do with the NBA, but he's also there. Apparently.
Hito Turkoglu. I saw Hito.
He was there.
He was at Turkey.
Turkey, yes.
Yep.
Turkey, Czechia. That's all the pronunciations I got.
We're learning. I also just seeing the advertisements is pretty funny. One of them, of course, is for Giannis, the Freak 7 from Nike. Cool. But there was also one ad that just said yellow bananas. Hey, that's my favorite color of banana. They're saying don't buy them before they're ripe or as they're ripening. That's right. Yeah, one more round of yellow bananas for me and the boys, please.
And last couple notes here. I do want to mention Bosnia took care of Cyprus. This is Cyprus's first ever EuroBasket. They're hosting a game. They kind of made it close, so respect to them. But Yusuf Nurkic was the thing that I noticed the most. That guy sweats so much. Now we're showing it to you on YouTube. It looks fairly sweaty. I don't think my screen grab does it justice, really. Maybe I downgraded after I screen grabbed. I downgraded the photo pixelation because, man, that guy sweats so much. And maybe it's because the Bosnian head coach 2 weeks ago said, quote, he's out of shape and can barely run. And it looks like to me that he got in shape and ready to play. And he's super sweaty because he kind of looks skinny. And maybe he'll play for the Utah Jazz this year. Or maybe not. Who knows? But he is on their roster. Just wanted to say that guy leads the EuroBasket in sweat drops per minute. I mean, he is sweating so much at any time.
They're going to have a sweaty front court because I feel like Markkanen, he gets pretty wet as well. So between the two of them, they've got their hair flopping all around. That's how you can tell when these guys are working really hard out there, because in that photo, Nurkic has Doncic bangs. Like when Luka's played 2 quarters of a game, his hair's flopping over into his face. It looks all wet. That's what Nurkic had going on too. And I think that's a common look in EuroBasket because it feels like there are 3 haircuts in EuroBasket: ponytail, bald spot, or a whole bunch of bangs in the front of your head.
Yeah, and there he is again.
Look, man. That's crazy. It's like playing in a baseball hat facing forward. But if you're 23 and under, that's what your hair is going to look like right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's some tight haircuts going on so far in EuroBasket. I mean, tight on the sides and then just letting the top flow. Goga, Slim Jesus. It's happening.
Jesus. I love it. Yeah. But you're never going to see more bald spots than in a EuroBasket tournament, because a lot of these guys, hang around later into their careers. And if they don't go Scola mode, which a few guys are, handsomely gray, you got a spot back there and it's shining.
No doubt. I saw a bald guy dunk a basketball and I thought, whoa, you don't see that too often. In EuroBasket, that happens.
Happens a lot.
It does. I think that's it for our random notes.
That's good. Very good.
Touched on a ton. That's everything for our show today. Just a reminder, everybody, that we've got our Jurassic Pals keeps on going. We keep pumping them out. Jurassic World is happening tomorrow on Friday, August 29th. We're finally into the Jurassic World. Chris Pratt in the house.
He rides a motorcycle. I mean, spoiler alert, he rides a motorcycle with the Packer Raptors. And when it happens, you're like, yeah, finally, he's riding the motorcycle with the Raptors.
He sure
They just
does.
set it up so perfectly.
Yeah, so we're finally into the Jurassic World sequence of Jurassic Pals number 4. As we pop one of these out per week, we'll be back here to talk about EuroBasket next Thursday, September 4th, after the round robin is complete and the 4 divisions advance 4 teams per division. So we'll get into the round of 16. That should be a competitive 16 teams that are still alive after this 24 team first round, where everybody's getting a feel and taking care of business. But that's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Jurassic World. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And I'm seeing here that Micah Parsons is going to the Green Bay Packers. That sucks. That really sucks.